Welcome, welcome, my friends. Thank you for stopping by. I wanted to give you some ideas today on title pages. I often have customers ask me, how do I start my book or how do I end my book? Sometimes that's called a signature page. And so I wanted to give you some ideas on some things that you could do. Today, I'm going to talk about the jumbo circle and the custom cutting system. And we're going to mark that jumbo circle so that you can make some cute things with it. This original idea was from Megan Jacks. And when I saw it, I thought my customers would enjoy it. And I taught it at a workshop and they did. But they asked me to record something so that they could reference back to the video. Sometimes you do it and then you forget the details, right? And you just need a little help. So let's dig into that. You may have noticed these angles on the custom cutting system mat and wondered what they were for. I want to share with you some ideas on how I use them to help me and how I mark my templates for easy reference. So let's dive in here and look at first the jumbo template. Okay, this is the jumbo circle template from Creative Memories. And you may not have noticed before, but if you look very closely, there are little tiny circles all the way around this template. If you take a look here at the mat and you put a piece of 12 by 12 paper down, you'll see that you can still see the markings here on the outside. So this is a little larger mat than we had previously, and I highly recommend it. Marking the different angle points is going to make it easy for you to see and mark your paper so you can repeat a pattern, and you'll see as this unfolds why you're going to want to do that. So marking the different angle points is going to make it easy for you to see them, because it's a little hard when it's clear like this to see the actual points. And you'll be able to mark your paper really quickly so you can repeat a pattern easily with different BORDERMAKER cartridges or punches or whatever it is that you're using. So we're going to mark the ones that are the most relevant for us in future projects. You're going to see it says Creative Memories here at the top, and I would make that the point that you line up with right here. So I would put that at your 6-inch mark. You're going to see the Creative Memories right here, and then you're going to see 2 dots on either side of it. So choose one of those dots, and that will be your very first one. And we're going to mark it every 90 degrees. So what I did is I ran down to Walmart and I got some of these ultra fine point Sharpies. I got a set with different colors in it so that I could mark the different angles. And even a fine point will be too wide. You need the ultra fine point because we're going to be marking it on the inside track and the outside track. And there's very little space in there to fit your pen. Okay, so trust me on this. Get the ultra fine tip. So I'm going to start with one of these circles, and it makes sense to do one of these on the either side of the Creative Memories to me. So I'm going to find one on this side, let's say just to the left. There's a little circle there, and I'm going to put my pen inside and kind of circle around it so that you can see the black dot. If I put the paper up here, you can see it a little bit better, right? The black dot. And I'm going to do it on the outside track and on the inside track at the same time. So there's your black. Okay, and then when that's lined up, on the 90-degree point on the mat. See how that's lined up there? Then you know that you're straight, and you can line up at the other 90-degree points here. So you can see if this is lined up with those two black dots right here on the 90-degree mark, we're going to move to where it says 6 inches here, and then 6 inches here at the bottom, and there will also be a little circle that we can fill in with the black pen, which will just make it easier to read. So if I lift this up here, I can see there's a little dot on this side, and there's a little dot on this side, on the inside track. So I'm marking both of those. And then if I were to line both of those up right here, okay, they're both 90-degree angles. Then I'm going to have one down at the bottom, and I'm going to have one over here at the 6. So go ahead and mark those. Now, when you look at your template, you have 2 black dots down here at the 6, here at the 6, here at the 6, and here at the 6. And this helps you to know that your template is centered on the mat, okay? We start with those lines to keep everything straight. Now you can see that they're marked at those 6-inch marks, top, bottom, and side, okay? So that is the first marking, black at 90-degree angles. Okay, the next marking is at the 45-degree mark, which is halfway between each of your 90s. You can see it right here on the mat, and it's very easy to find because it extends out to the corner. Okay, so that's what we're going to mark now, and we're going to mark it in red. Okay, we want different colors so that we know what our angles are when we go to use them. So the 45-degree angles are usually the ones that you use when you use a BORDERMAKER cartridge. Sometimes the circle punches use the 45-degree angles too, and the frame punches vary depending on the frame. But it's very easy to find the reds. So let's mark those right now. I know by looking at this line that there will be a dot right in here. Even though it's hard to see on the video, it's right there. And that's the whole point of marking these, right? So you'll be able to see the red really clearly. So here's a red. If you line them up, line up your black ones first, and then you can see exactly where you are. Here's a red right here. There's going to be one, again, because it's halfway between the 90-degree marks. Okay? So line them back up, make sure that you're straight, and then go ahead and mark the rest of your reds. Okay, now for the next marking, it's going to be blue, and it will be every 30 degrees in blue. Okay, and that's going to be on either side of the red. You can see on the mat, there's a mark here and here, right? And here and here. So it's going to be on either side of your red marking, just like that. Pretty easy to find. So if I come out right here, I know that there's going to be one right over here. and I can mark that in blue. Okay, so line it back up. Here's the black marks. My black marks are correct. My red mark, the next one's going to be right there. I'll hold that up with the paper so that you can see a little bit better. But you can see right there on either side, you're gonna find your blue marks. Okay, and again, keep realigning on your mat, top, bottom, and sides. Okay, and then you'll be able to see them. Here's my red, so I know there's another blue one right over there. And I just look for that dot, and there it is. You're going to love what this does for you. Okay, and then go around and do that on either side of your reds. You'll see them. Okay, how you guys doing? Hope you're still with me here. Either side of the red. Almost done. Okay, I hope you're doing this with me so that you can get something done here at the same time. All right. Okay, and the very last one that we're going to mark will be in green, and it will be every 15 degrees. So if you look on either side of your black markings, you're going to find a circle. And that's where your green is. Oh, that one is kind of light. Let's see. You'll see it on either side of your black. There's just one clear dot left for you. And that's where you fill it in. Right there on either side of the black. This really is worth it, you guys. Hang in there. We're almost there, and I'm going to show you what you can make. Okay, my last one at 15 degrees. Okay, now you are all marked up completely. Again, black at 90 degrees, the red at 45, the blue at 30, and the green at 15. That's what I did, so that I can see them really easily. Now, when you are measuring, you need to remember that there are times when you will be including the 90-degree angles, right? If you're coming in and measuring all the way around, you're going to need those. Now we're going to use the blue blade on the outside track of this template, okay? And try really hard, line it up here, and try really hard to not move it, okay? You need to put both of these pegs in the outside track and don't shift as you move around. So you might want to go a little bit slower than you do for the smaller circles because it is jumbo. And just bring it around. And then when you're finished, you can feel it kind of give way. Lift this up, but don't shift your circle. Okay, make sure your template stays straight. And then we're going to take a pencil and we're going to mark every 45 degrees. So for me, every 45 degrees are the black and the red marks. So I'll come out here, and I'll come out here, and right here at the top, right around here. And I'm just marking the paper outside of the track at the red and the black marks, okay? So I can take this off now, and if you want to, you can take a ruler and bring those marks out just a little bit further if you want to, so that you can sort of line up things. A little easier, and this again will make sense once we start using a BORDERMAKER cartridge. Okay, so just going to show you quickly why we did all that measuring, okay, to keep things nice and even. I'm going to use the double fan BORDERMAKER cartridge, which is brand new, and you'll notice I have two black lines here on my punch unit of my BORDERMAKER system, and I have done that to say this is 1 inch and this is 1 inch. So this is the center point, and that helps me when I'm lining things up with a BORDERMAKER cartridge. So what I'm going to do here is turn this unit over, and I am going to slip in my paper, and I'm going to line up that pencil line that I just drew with the top and the bottom of the marks that are right here. And then I'm going to punch. And then I'm going to come over here and do the very same thing. Sometimes when you have these fine papers, they kind of stick. So if you want to, when you line this up and you get it right, and you kind of squeeze it, you can flip it over and just do your punch, and then all your debris lands right there. So again, I'm lining it up so that it's straight, and then punching. And I'm going to go all the way around the circle doing that. Okay, now that I've done it all the way around the circle at the 45-degree marks, then I'm going to go in between these two and connect them. So I'm going to flip this over again, and I'm going to slip in my paper, and I'm going to look at the bottom. What I'm looking at is the bottom here, and just kind of spacing it in the middle. Okay. And then I'm going to get a repeat pattern all the way through. So let's do that again. I'm going to slip it in. It's upside down here. And I'm going to look at what's on each side of those fans, those little triangles that are down there at the bottom, the space that I see at the bottom, right in here and right in here. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. And then I'm going to punch And if your paper ever gets stuck in here, you might want to use your multi-purpose tool. Just kind of gently poke it out. Okay, now we're going to go all the way around the circle there. So now I've gone all the way around the circle and I have this ring here. Can move this out of the way, save that for something. And you can see that now what I used to have was a straight edge, right? And now I'm able to turn that around into a circle. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my sharp scissors and just cut off this outside part right here, because it gets kind of in your way as you're moving around the circle. But you're going to need a pair of really sharp scissors to do a little bit of fussy cutting in here. All the way around. So just take that thing off and it'll get out of your way. See, it just would be hanging around, bugging you as you cut. Now I'm going to go in and just kind of follow the pattern that's here for me. See what I'm doing here? I'm just following the curve of this pattern. And this is where you need just a little bit of some fine scissors to go in and just trim those little edges. Okay, till they're where you like them. So this does take a little bit of detail work, but the overall effect is really nice. So depending on the cartridge, just depends on how much fussy cutting you'll have here. I'm just going to do the outside first and then go back and do the inside. But you're just cutting around this fan shape. That's why you need some sharp scissors here. Just coming in on each side to kind of meet them in the middle. There we go. Okay, now you can see why it was worth it, right? I hardly had to trim anything out of the center here. There's a little bit. Most of mine were just in the little curves here. So don't freak out about making it exactly perfect. And if there's a spot that bothers you, we can always put a sticker or embellishments there. But if you use the lighter side of the paper to do your markings, flip it over, and now you have a darling ring, right? That you can use for a title page. So make sure that you look at the next video called Scrapbook Title Page Ideas for more inspiration. But this gives you an idea of where we're going. Look how cute this could be using the Sandcastles BORDERMAKER cartridge and some of the paper from the Sun Rays for Days collection. Wouldn't this be a darling title page? If you're enjoying the content that you see here, please take a moment to subscribe and hit the bell to receive notifications when new videos are released. Every single subscription indicates to YouTube that people are watching and enjoy the content here. I love it when you share these ideas with friends who enjoy scrapbooking too. Bring a friend with you and join our monthly virtual crops where we get better connected and learn new design and tool tips together. You can find more ideas and tips on my website at makesweetmemories.com, and I'm on Facebook and Instagram with that name as well. Thanks for taking the time to watch and share. I love helping people complete their projects. Check out the next video in this series for more ideas on how to use this jumbo circle template and create some really fun title pages. Thanks for watching.